Jimmy Kimmel is no stranger to controversy. Over the years, the late-night host has built a reputation for mixing comedy with sharp political commentary, often taking direct shots at celebrities, politicians, and even his fellow comedians. But recently, something happened that completely turned the tables on him. Instead of being the one making jokes at someone else's expense, Jimmy found himself in the hot seat. And what went down on live TV had viewers talking non-stop. Some fans say they saw a side of Kimmel they've never seen before, a breakdown moment that no one expected.
Optimistic person, I'm not hysterical. I laugh when people say, oh, you've got Trump derangement syndrome. I think if you're a reasonable person, you should have Trump derangement syndrome. Right. And by the way, I think he has derangement syndrome about us, too. The fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous person. This is a stupid person. And that's a bad combination. And I think what we're forgetting, I keep forgetting it, and I have to keep reminding myself, is he's not just running for president. He's running to stay out of prison. And that's a pretty powerful thing. He is literally running.
Now, let's rewind for a second. Jimmy Kimmel's career has always been about pushing boundaries. From his early days on The Man Show to becoming one of the most recognizable late-night hosts in America, Kimmel has built his brand on being bold, sarcastic, and sometimes brutally honest. That style has won him millions of fans, but it's also made him a big target. And when you spend years calling out others, eventually, people are going to dig into your past, and that's exactly what happened here.
Great to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Are you an American citizen?
No.
You are not.
Can you tell by my accent?
Are you worried at all?
No.
You're not. Why not?
Why would I be worried?
You know, they're knocking on doors.
Hey, I'll come to you and you can say...
I'll throw my body right over you, believe me.
During a recent broadcast, Kimmel was confronted with something that left him visibly shaken. Live television doesn't allow for edits, rewinds, or second takes. What you see is what you get. And in this case, viewers saw a side of Kimmel that he usually hides behind humor. Instead of laughing it off or making a clever comeback, he froze. You could literally see the tension on his face. His usual confidence seemed to disappear in real time.
The rest of these people have become pathetic. I mean, they stopped being comedians and they started becoming political activists. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel out here crying. I mean, it's pathetic. And so my question is, if you're going to have a late night comedy show, at some point people might expect it to be funny and not just a constant political screed against one party. And I don't know that this activism for 4 more years is sustainable if you're going to market something as comedy, but the actual product is nothing more than sort of lowbrow.
So what triggered this? It all started when old clips and stories about Jimmy began resurfacing online. Fans and critics alike started pointing out moments from his past that didn't age well, jokes, skits, and even certain public comments. The pressure from social media grew louder, and by the time it reached his live show, it was impossible for him to ignore. A guest on the show even made a remark that caught him off guard, directly referencing those controversies. For once, Jimmy wasn't the one holding the mic with all the control. Instead, he was the one being exposed.
I would say further, Megan, what the hell happened in late night in America? When Johnny Carson was the king of late night, nobody knew who he voted for. Nobody knew. He made a point of mocking both sides. Jay Leno said yesterday, he said, I don't like Trump, but it was a great week for democracy. And salute to Jay Leno. I interviewed him last year about this. He doesn't understand why these late night guys want to be so obviously partisan. Why? And they're all partisan one way. And there's a reason why Greg Gutfeld is kicking all their backsides in late night on Fox. And it's because he's genuinely funny. He's a comedian.
The reaction was intense. Some viewers felt sympathy, saying that everyone has moments in their past they regret, and Kimmel was simply being human. Others, however, saw it as karma, payback for the years he spent mocking others on national television. And that's where the real divide started. Social media blew up with clips of the moment, and within hours, it was trending across platforms. People weren't just discussing what was said, they were analyzing every expression on his face, every pause, every nervous laugh.
These guys think they're sort of preaching to some weird choir that wants them to be terribly serious and take all this very personally when their guy, or woman in this case, doesn't win an election. We don't give a stuff. Just be funny. And one of the things that I don't watch any of them anymore, but I see the clips, they're so worthy. The virtue signaling is so pathetic. Get over yourselves and go back.
And here's the thing, late night TV thrives on controversy. Hosts like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Stephen Colbert all know that staying relevant means being in the headlines. But this time, Kimmel wasn't in control of the story. He became the story. That vulnerability, that breakdown, was something his audience wasn't used to seeing. And while some say it showed his humanity, others argue it exposed his hypocrisy.
What do you think, though, is happening in the country where you have 2 weeks out, and it's one thing to just look at Donald Trump and look at some, senators, but we're actually talking about 70, 75, 80 million people.
Yeah. I think we're focused on the wrong things. I think we're being focused on the wrong things. I think that there are certain news networks, if you want to call them that, who are lying to people. I think that there's a certain generation of which we are a part who are used to watching television and seeing the white man in a suit telling us what's going on in the world and believing that.
This moment also raises a bigger question. Should celebrities be held accountable forever for things they said or did decades ago? Comedy especially is tricky, because jokes that were once considered acceptable might be viewed completely differently today. Kimmel has addressed this before, admitting that he regrets some of his past sketches, but live TV doesn't always give you time for a polished apology. Instead, we saw raw emotion. And that rawness made the moment even more powerful. The fallout has been huge. Critics are using the moment to question whether Kimmel is still the right fit for late-night television. Supporters, on the other hand, argue that the fact he broke down shows he's still real, that behind the jokes and political satire, there's a person who feels the weight of public judgment. Either way, his career will never look quite the same after this. Next, Voice 8. One thing's for sure, this incident proves just how fragile fame can be. You can spend years building an image, but in just a few minutes on live TV, everything can shift. Jimmy Kimmel may have been exposed, but in doing so, he also exposed the realities of modern celebrity culture, where every mistake is remembered, every word is analyzed, and every emotion is captured forever on camera. So what do you think? Was this Jimmy Kimmel finally being real with his audience, or was it a well-deserved moment of accountability? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is one debate that definitely isn't going away anytime soon.